So, welcome to the what is there, episode 4 now of Rocker Skating Podcast. And this week we are sponsored by John Wilson Blades. Thank you, John Wilson Blades. You've always been great to me, and now you're great to us as the podcast. So, today we're going to talk about both the French Masters competition that happened, and then also Junior Grand Prix in Ankara in Turkey. So lots happened, and I think the intriguing one is French Masters. I mean, for Olympics purposes, the intriguing one is French Masters, although the Junior Grand Prix in Ankara is also intriguing. We'll talk more about that in the second half. I'm just gonna give you the floor, Michelle. What were your impressions coming out of French Masters?
Well, I guess I'll start with the men before we jump into the dance, all the dance drama. But Kevin Aymoz, I still love that Bolero free skate. Good on him skating it, as well as he did at the beginning of the season. It is weird and creative, and it clearly works for him. He feels it in a special way. Short program, I was so excited to hear Judas, but I was a little disappointed that we didn't hear it until almost all of the elements are done to very calm, quiet, tinkly piano music, and then the very last step sequence, then we get the Gaga. I would have liked to have had more Gaga in the program and in the choreography. But
yeah, it's like we've seen him do an entire program of Prince, right? It's not like he can't handle it.
Yeah.
And you would, I hope, maybe as he's thinking and rethinking the program that we get more injection of Gaga into it. I agree. I don't think it's quite there yet. It hasn't hit me like some of his other pop programs have in the past. It's interesting because I've always had a different impression of his Bolero than you have. It's not one of my favorite programs of his, a lot, because I agree with you. He does feel it. He really does like everything sort of hard on the sleeve. But I sort of can't get over the elements, the repetition of him gaining speed around the ice, going down the ice sort of straight line with some transitional element and then into a jump.
There's a lot of that.
It happens multiple times in the program and maybe that is the theme, right? Because Bolero is repetitive.
So repetitive. Yeah.
Right. And it's a play on that a little bit, and choreographically maybe that's what that is. But it doesn't sit well with me every time I see it, because he can do so much more than skate around the rink, pose in some interesting edge or something, right? And then go into a jump. I just think he has more to give than that.
I don't know. I'm
That's me.
intrigued by the fact that he has the ability to do so much more and chooses instead to do that. I don't know why. I find it interesting. It's like when you see like a classical dancer do something very different. It's like they're just clearly experimenting with movement styles and
He does do a lot of form work, right? Forms and shapes are big in that program. And we'll see. I mean, it would be interesting to see it again in person to see what that effect is. But I think for Kevin Aymoz, having had the start of the season that he had last year, where he basically had another meltdown, like this was a very promising kind of mental start for him.
Yeah.
Just skate it this well, this early, given all of the troubles that he's had, mentally over the last few seasons. So I think opposite can be said right now for Adam Siao, who,
speaking of troubles.
right. You would have expected him to come out, not necessarily and blast everybody out the door, but not with the kinds of programs that he put out. Now, that is to say, we didn't see either of those programs.
He was excluded from the broadcast. We got that message in French. Adam Siao and Fa would like to be excluded from this broadcast for his privacy.
That is something
a little indulgent.
to be like, well, just don't stream my programs,
Mhm.
but you can stream everybody else's programs.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's a disaster, I think the people that watch French masters on the YouTube feed are, like, very tuned into skating, and I don't know, I think he'd want more feedback. He doesn't want
Yeah.
any feedback, he doesn't want anyone to see it. Um,
I
I
mean,
hope he's doing
in a
okay.
lot I know, same. I
Yeah.
mean, in a lot of ways, it felt like, he was at Champs Camp or something, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody saw the programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we did see that in the protocols that he basically made a mistake on almost every single jump
Mhm.
that he did. And I don't think he was even expecting that. I think he was saying on Instagram that he has been practicing very well
Mhm.
over the summer. So let's hope it's not an injury. Let's hope it's
Yeah.
jitters for the first competition because he has so much to give. He's such a talent,
Mhm.
and he's a world medalist and can be part of that podium if he could just put it together.
Assuming he puts it together, he should be on the podium.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
We were talking about this last week on the Chinese Nebelhorn things, right?
Mhm.
There's going to be a third spot to be qualified
Mhm.
for France because Kevin Amos and Adam Siao last year went to Worlds, got enough
Mhm.
points for 3 spots, but because it was just the 2 of them
Mhm.
at the Worlds, the Olympics way of qualification is that you have to go and then earn the
Yeah.
3rd spot. And so, um, there was a question as to like, oh, is Francois Pitot really the 3rd person, or will it be Luc Economide, or will it be somebody else, right? And Francois, I think,
Yeah.
was far and
Uh,
away, right? Like the third
yeah.
best of, well, it's the second best because he beat Adam
Yeah.
Siao,
Yeah.
but the third skater, right, of that 3 outside of Kevin and Adam. So
Yeah.
he did a great job solidifying his
Mhm.
spot, and if he skates like that, that's a spot,
Should be
like
fine. Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did want to shout out David Lutenbrain.
Yeah.
I mean,
For his
I've watched
triple
this
axel
guy.
in competition.
Yes, I know.
It was a good
I
one too. It was so
it's
powerful.
so good.
Yeah.
I've been watching this guy compete for so many years,
Mhm.
and he's just trucking on every
Mhm.
single season. He's a beautiful skater.
Yeah.
Love the way he moves on the ice, and that triple axel has been a nemesis of his. He really
Mhm.
has just really kind of gotten it over the past season or so.
Mhm.
And I saw him at Worlds. I remember just like going after it over and over and over
Mhm.
again. And it didn't really work. And then this one, by far, the best one I've ever seen him do in a short. And, you know, doing what he did there
Yeah.
also, that's huge for him potentially
Mhm.
qualifying that spot for the Olympics.
Mhm.
Does he have Monaco citizenship?
I read that he's, like, trying to get it, but doesn't have it quite yet.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Um,
that's what I thought I saw.
I've
I've been thinking this entire time that he did have Monaco citizenship, but I think he's Swiss?
yeah,
French?
if he qualifies an Olympic spot for them, they've gotta give him citizenship because, like, what else is Monaco
I
than
don't
a skater in the Olympics? I mean,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah. So David, best of luck because that triple axel, I'm so glad you are getting it at the right time.
Mhm.
And hopefully that's gonna be a great thing going forward. Okay, so
Copy and
that's
paste. Copy and
yeah,
paste that short
exactly.
program as a
Just do that. I
cut.
mean, the short program is so crucial,
Mhm.
so crucial for that competition. If you are one of those skaters who's on the bubble at Chinese Nebelhorn, like trying to get one of those 5 spots, you gotta have a good short program
Mhm.
because that's going to set you up for at least, so, sorry,
Mhm.
the last group of skaters, right? And that
Yeah.
you don't want to be coming from behind trying to
No.
get one of those spots.
Yeah. Hoping the men will men.
I mean, God, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the men.
Wanna talk about the dance?
Let's talk about. Well, let's touch on the women and the
Okay.
pairs first before we. I know you're going to talk a lot about the dance, so
Yeah.
I don't want to miss the
Okay.
women and pairs. The women and pairs were fairly light. 4
Mhm.
women I mean, even within the four women,
Mhm.
Jado Hovin was there. She's Belgian, so
Mhm.
really three French women.
Yeah.
Leah Serna won the short, and then
Mhm.
Lorena Shield
Oh.
won. I think that's what they kept saying at Worlds last year, and I need to ask her personally how
I
she
do
says it.
know it is actually Leah Serna.
Is Leah Serna?
Leah.
Okay,
Yeah, she pronounces
well,
it the
there you go.
American way. Yeah.
Leah Serna.
Mhm.
So Leah Serna won the short, and then
Mhm.
Lorene
Mhm.
Shield won the overall thing and
Mhm.
won the free skate. I think Leah Serna can do really well. I think
Mhm.
she's got the goods, but she's not as consistent as Lorene, and so
Mhm.
that's I think going into the Grand Prix series and the Challengers and French Nationals, I think Lorene's going to still
Mhm.
have that edge.
Yeah.
But it'll be between those two
Yeah.
for that Olympic spot. And then pairs, Kovalev, Kovalev.
Mhm.
I mean, it was an easy win there.
Mhm.
They're going to go to try to qualify that spot for France for the Olympics. Um, France has a team event spot, right? Pretty
I'm
sure.
not sure if they're gonna get one. They should get one.
I think anybody who's got 3 should already be in because there's so many. We'll do
Yeah.
another episode on this because
Mhm.
the team event qualification for the Olympics has been a little bit
Mhm.
topsy-turvy because of just the randomness of it all, right?
Mhm.
Like Great Britain is basically a sure in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure into the team event because of, the strength of
Lila and
uh,
Lewis.
Lila and Lewis, and
Yeah.
also Anna and Luke, right?
Yeah.
Being having done so well last year in pairs. So there's all of that. But you know, it'll be the Kovalevs going to Chinese Double Horn. I
Mhm.
did want to give a shout out to Megan Westenberg
Yeah.
for American skating fans who are like Megan Westenberg. Why isn't she American? Yet she just teamed up with Dennis Strickland for pairs and was third at French Masters. So we'll see how she can grow in this new
Mhm.
partnership. Okay, I'm going to turn it to you now because you're just like chomping at the bit for
Yeah.
dance.
So in the dance event, we finally got to see the debut of Laurence Fournier-Beaudry and Guillaume Cizeron. They did both of their programs. They did not choose to be excluded from the broadcast. They skated them out full out. They their choices were interesting, and it was really interesting to see them skate together. Um, I'll say, like, I guess the negative first. I felt like Laurence was her like identity or like skating personality wasn't really present in these programs. They very much felt like programs that Papadakis and Cizeron would have done. And I always felt like Laurence had a very different style that was like her own and sort of the leader in the team and this sort of like heroic female presence rather than kind of, I don't know. She's just a different character on the ice. And I didn't really feel like these programs were built around that at all. It was like she was in a different format than we're used to seeing her.
Yet
Um,
yet I think with both with uh Sorensen and with
mhm.
Cicerone, I do find Laurence to be the star
Oh, yeah.
of the team.
Well, I mean, I felt in moments in these programs, she was outskating Guillaume a bit, and, I was got a little concerned about the way that Guillaume looked. Maybe it's just been several years out of competition. He was just really high in his knees. He just didn't have the amplitude and the knee bend he used to have. There's just a little stiffness. Maybe that will come back as, he goes on a training. He was just up a little high. They were getting a lot of criticism online for their rhythm dance, which is kind of reminiscent of the whacking program that Papadakis and Cizeron did. It's like Vogue movements with Depeche Mode, which I think it's kind of an interesting combination. I didn't really feel like the Vogue movements were really earned by the choreography. They sort of felt like they came out of nowhere. Maybe it's something with the music edit. Maybe it'll gel more as they have more time with it. The free dance I definitely thought was a stronger program than the rhythm dance. The music was a little bit of a dirge, but it built. Some of their elements in there were really nice. They've clearly put a lot of work in, and I think we'll see their programs grow as the season goes on. But
I don't think we can not talk about the scores that they
The
got,
scores were
which
nuts.
were gigantic. I mean,
Yeah.
we see this at French Masters all the time. It's
Yeah.
not a surprise. And we see this, we see this in domestic competitions, especially Olympic year
Mhm.
domestic competitions where, you know, the
Mhm.
judges are trying to
Mhm.
send a message, if you
Yeah.
will. And, I'm not expecting a 219 to come out. It's a 219 to come out
Yeah.
of a Grand Prix for them. But I think the 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 question is, where are they going to be in relationship to everybody else? And I think that in a lot of ways, their very first competition, everybody's going to be watching
Mhm.
that score, right? Like, are they going
Mhm.
to be 205, 210, 215, right? Like
Mhm.
those are that the pecking order is going to be established right away.
Mhm.
And wherever they are at the beginning of the season, I would imagine that's not going to change that much. Although who the heck knows? It's
Yeah. We'll
ice
see.
dance, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I and giving them the really high scores was a little frustrating, but I think also the way they sort of dropped the scores of their other teams was not very nice or very smart. Yeah. Lopareva Brissot, I liked both of their programs. I felt they were both very much in their wheelhouse. The rhythm dance felt a lot more prepared than the free dance.
I mean,
They were
you were very excited for Blue.
I loved it. It was very campy and fun. I mean, my
Yes,
only complaint would be the red costumes. What was that about?
red costumes for Blue.
No, no, no. I don't know. I thought the music edits were great. Like the program went by really fast. It was fun. Their Bjork free dance feels like it needs like a little more time in the oven, but it had a lot of potential. I liked it. It reminded me of like Adele Bell and Schoenfelder program.
Mm. But
Mhm.
it's Bjork is exactly what you would expect from them,
Yeah.
right? Like it's little quirk, a little bit, like Bjork is quirk and classic.
Mhm.
And I think
Yeah.
that's also their skating.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I also loved, like, seeing some of the rhythm dances choices here, like Louisia de Mougeot and Théo Lemercier did no scrubs, which I thought was great, but it was a little like, they were very elegant and they were way they were skating it, I'm like, "You shouldn't be skating this with elegance and a very nice tailored dress, like, give
Th-
us, like, the baggy pants,"
I
and
know
yeah,
somebody needs to be like really 90s
yeah,
sagging baggy pants,
yeah,
like crop top kind of
yeah.
look because
Well, we did get crop tops from Marie Dupayage and Thomas Nabais, who did a No Doubt Blur mashup. Which those 2 bands, I feel like that they would never come together. It's just
no.
interesting how, like, the youth is, like, interpreting our culture. They did, like, Just a Girl and then Boys and Girls together. Um, yeah, but, they had crop tops on, and it was interesting.
We love the crop tops. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
dance. Anything else? Lasting impressions for you?
Yeah, I I'm really interested to see what happens with this second Olympic spot because I'm guessing that,
Yeah,
Laurence and Guillaume have the first one locked up, assuming she gets citizenship, which I don't think is that challenging in France, when you're a high-level athlete. But Demoujeux and Lemercier beat Le Brave Brissot in the free dance, so, we'll see what happens
I
there.
know.
Mhm.
I would have thought coming in that it was pretty set that La Barriera Brissot would
Yeah,
get that third spot.
yeah.
Um, but that
Mhm.
obviously was less the case here. But I think the big thing that they had that La Barriera Brissot had was issues with their twizzles there, and so
Yeah,
that probably was the thing, right? Like that was
yeah.
probably 3 or 4 points, but still, like
They'll figure it out.
if this
Yeah.
were last year, Lopariero Brissot would have been scoring in the
Yeah.
120s with the free dance.
Mhm.
They were 113 here,
Yeah.
obviously with a mistake, but even without the mistake, they would have been what 117,
Yeah.
118, which is very different from what it was
Yeah.
last year.
It's like, why do you have to drop them when you can have 2 really strong teams? I
And which they do, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that is the thing.
Mhm.
So French Masters, a really nice glimpse into what what is basically their champs camp, their Chinese double horn selection
Mhm.
competition, their, you know, get get your programs out there and get
Mhm.
them feedback competition.
Mhm.
Like I think it's great that they do it every year, and
Mhm.
uh, always looking forward to that one.
And
All
live
right,
stream it.
yeah, and live streamed. Yeah, so nice. Okay, Junior Grand Prix into the third week now, right? Second week. Oh
Second
my
week.
god, second
Second
week.
week.
I
Second.
am way ahead of myself. Into the second week of the
Yeah.
Junior Grand Prix. This one it was in Ankara, Turkey.
Mhm.
Uh, I thought for me the women were a standout
Yeah.
in this competition. That that peacock free skate
That was
from
gorgeous.
from Mayuko Oka was so good.
Yeah.
She ended up getting second in both segments of the competition, but because of the menning that happened with the
Mhm.
women, she ended up winning the whole thing. But important to note that three of the women there's tried a triple axel.
Yeah.
So Oka tried one, she fell on hers. Yujae Kim landed one,
Mhm.
and then Sophie Jolie von Felton
Mhm.
landed a few. So what I love about this, and it's taken a number of years for this
Mhm.
crop of triple axles to come up, is that these triple axles are good triple axles. They are solid jumps. They are generally pretty big jumps. And it's nice to see, they're not just sort of like throwing them out and
Yeah.
hoping they land, right? Or they're not. It's not just like a cheated revolving contest.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see these both in the junior ranks and in the senior ranks. Great to see these triple axles come forth.
Mhm.
They bring a new level of difficulty and just like a new spark maybe
Mhm.
in what has been for a number of years a whole bunch of seven triple programs with
Yeah.
triple lutz, triple toe.
Yeah. It's interesting too how for these athletes, it's just another element in their program. They go out, they either hit it or they don't, and then they just keep going and they do a really strong skate afterward. It doesn't throw them off for the rest of the program. And,
Yeah.
they've come up training it that way. It's really impressive.
Yujae Kim winning the free skate. I know
Yeah.
you and I were texting during all of this, and you were very impressed with her.
Yeah, that's the best I've ever seen her skate, and her rotation is crazy to me. She's like a hummingbird. It's just so tight and fast, and she just, like, hits a position in the air, rotates super fast, and then drops out of it. Um, yeah, it was impressive to watch. She had a Lord of the Rings free skate.
Lord of the Rings, we love
Yeah.
that. Haruna Murakami, you thought she was robbed,
She
right?
was. I was really surprised that she didn't get on the podium. I thought she had a really strong skate. She skated to Titanic. She had some of the Irish dancing pieces in there. It was a very creative edit. She had this gorgeous costume, and she was just, like, skating with just, like, her heart and her soul and was so strong. And the way she was attacking her jumps, it was giving a little Slutskaya. It was like the pop, the height, the security of them. Yeah, and I did not think that she should have been off the podium.
And she can do triple sow, triple toes in her sleep. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like you feel like
yeah,
she could just do that.
yeah.
I mean, if we're being mathematical here, she lost it
Mhm,
on that single loop at the end.
mhm, yeah,
But still, I
yeah,
think if Sophie Jolene von Felton ended up with the bronze by point 0.7, and really
wow.
on the strength of that short program, which
Mhm,
she skated fairly close to clean. And I thought for her, that short program was, I think, much more well-rounded and performed better than the
mhm,
free skate.
yeah,
It obviously had a lot of meaning to her as
mhm,
a tribute to her friends and and the coaches in
mhm,
Boston, skating couple Boston after the flight tragedy, right, earlier
mhm,
this year. So, you can really see her into that skate, and
yeah.
and the same thing with Sofia Beskoro-Vinaya, who,
Scoravagna?
yeah, right, there you go. Who ended up, where was she at in this one? She ended up eighth, but
Mhm,
skated a strong free skate as well there.
mhm. Yeah, it was interesting she's working with, Skornikov and Malinina now, obviously her coach passed away, on the flight, Irina Volyanskaya. Ina Volyanskaya, sorry, yeah.
So yeah, so that's the women. For me, the most interesting of the group. The
Uh,
men, yeah,
oh,
yes,
I just wanna
go.
say I liked one other woman, Stefania Gladkey of France, but she's Russian. I liked her free skate, it was really good, and she's coached by Svetlana Panova, who I've noticed has brought a series of young Russian junior skaters to represent France. They've all kind of not made it out of the Junior Grand Prix, but one day one of them will, and,
Yeah, I mean, Stefania last year had
mhm,
a really great season.
mhm,
But this one actually, I think, probably a little bit disappointing for
mhm,
her, given that she was fifth at Junior Worlds last year,
mhm,
and for her to have been seventh at this competition was probably not where she wanted to start
mhm.
her season.
All right,
Okay,
men time.
the men. Okay, Minkyu Seo Saw won the whole thing.
Yeah,
There wasn't. I mean, actually, no, I take that back. I was about to say there wasn't that much menning in this one. No, there was.
mhm,
Probably more in the lower ranks, but he was
yeah,
second in the short and then won the free. Um, what I thought was interesting was I remember seeing him maybe a couple years ago as an early junior and
mhm,
being like, "Wow, this kid kind of reminds me of Patrick Chan."
mhm.
And now he's getting his programs choreographed by Patrick Chan,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
it's cute.
And I just think he's such a star,
Mhm,
like such star qualities, such like a strong overall skater. Glad that he's got those triple axles in check, and
mhm,
um, that was a strong win for him, especially after the last two seasons. This is now his third season on the international junior scene. Uh, is it third or no? Actually, fourth season on the
yeah,
international
it's been
junior
a while.
scene.
Yeah.
So we've seen him for quite a while, and excited to see more of him.
I watched his free skate. His jumps were pretty nice. I've I texted you a little complaint about the music. I've heard enough Muse to last me the rest of my life and another one, but, I think we see this, music that we're sick of come around again and again with the juniors because 'cause they're watching people skate to it on YouTube, and they're like, "I
That's
wanna do
exactly
that
it.
music."
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, people ask me all the time, like,
Mhm.
why there's so much music in the world. Why do
Mhm.
people skate to the same ones? It really is when you are a skater, you get inspired by other
Yeah.
people who you look up to, or you've seen some program that just resonates with you so much, and
Mhm.
all you want to do is skate to it and give that music
Mhm.
your own justice, right? And
Mhm.
so that's I think a lot of the reason why you see so much of this.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and so that's the men. Sena Takahashi won the short and then got second in the free, and
Mhm.
then ended up second. But I really liked his skating. I
Yeah.
really liked it from last year when we saw him um, really have a great Junior Grand Prix season. Didn't have a great Japanese nationals or
Mhm.
Junior Worlds, frankly, given how well he was skating earlier on. But we'll see what happens with this one here. A solid start for him.
Mhm. Yeah, and Lucius Kazanecki made his Junior Grand Prix debut finally. I think his
I know it
original
took
debut
took
was
long enough.
yeah, delayed by injury, but yeah, and he got the bronze medal.
Yeah. Okay, ice dance before we get to the pairs because there's something to talk about with the pairs.
Yeah.
So ice dance, Pegania and Koval from Ukraine.
Mhm.
They've been on the junior scene for also a couple of seasons
Yeah.
now, and
They're a really
and
strong team.
yeah, they've made a lot of improvement
Mhm.
last year. I remember seeing them and being like, you've really grown, and I think they're growing again this season.
Mhm.
And I think question is, um, can they really kind of get up there to
Mhm.
challenge for a medal at
Mhm.
Junior Worlds? I think this could be the year for them.
Yeah. I think they're in the mix to win Junior Worlds this year. We'll see, who else is out there competing and what it looks like, after the final, but, they are very strong.
it's so close, I think,
Mhm.
for those top teams there.
Mhm.
Okay, before we wrap up this week, the pairs, Kemp and Elizarov won their second
Mhm.
Junior Grand Prix title. They're off to the Junior Grand Prix final. That's all good and great. Guo and Zhang was what I wanted to talk about because they ended up second. They're one of these new Chinese teams who
Mhm.
have a very similar look to a Sui and Han. Like
Mhm.
the technique is fairly similar. You watch that throw triple flip that they do, and it's like, okay, that is exactly what it looked like
Mhm.
when Sui and Han did theirs.
Mhm.
What also was similar to Sui and Han is that they did a quad twist.
It was beautiful.
The
It was beautiful.
it was probably the most effortless quad twist I have
Yeah.
ever seen. And it was the first one since Wei and Han did theirs to win the Olympics in 2022. It was not credited.
Oh,
It was
I
credited as a triple twist.
that was unacceptable. And it's crazy because it's like, they had to have been practicing that. Wasn't someone excited to see it? No one was talking about it. We all saw it on the feed.
Yeah.
That was yeah. I was really interested in the requirements you found, the rules about changing things on the protocol afterward. I mean, m honestly, if I were the caller, I would be like, "Oh, it was my mistake. I meant to hit 4. Let's fix it." But did they not see it? Was it just that fast?
So I think it was just that fast and they
Mhm.
didn't see it. Sometimes users like, I mean, we've seen this before, right? Like quads
Mhm.
get called triples or whatever. The thing was they didn't review it.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of times if there's a beginning element and
Mhm.
somebody calls it a triple or something, they would probably review it just to make
Mhm.
sure. But like I didn't see the planned program elements. I
Mhm.
don't know if they had put a quad twist in their planned program elements.
Mm.
Guo and Zhang, I know you're listening to this podcast. No, you're not. But please put it in your planned program elements because
Yeah.
that's at least going to signal it. So I had a quick chat with a technical specialist
Mhm.
after all of this, and what they think happened was so everything that they do, right? They are audibly recorded, right, to
Mhm.
call a jump,
Mhm.
and so the technical panel called a triple twist
Mhm.
audibly on a recording. And
Mhm.
so the only way that it could have been changed is that it was an incorrect input. And because they
Mhm.
called it a triple twist
Mm.
and they didn't review it such that it was like if they had reviewed it and called it a quad twist and
Mhm.
then still put a triple twist in there, they could have gone back and changed it. So
Mhm.
the ISU's rules are that whatever is called is what is
Yeah.
quote unquote correct.
Yeah.
And even if it is not correct, it was not called as such. And
Mhm.
so, um, if people were thinking more sinisterly, this actually opens the doors for shenanigans to
Yeah.
potentially happen, right? Um, there was some chatter on Twitter about like, okay, well, why not just institute some kind of a protest way of doing it? And there was a lot of flashbacks to
Yeah.
the Olympics last year with the
Oh my
protests.
god.
Like, but it
Yeah.
this one, I think things like this
Mhm.
are so egregious, right? You're
Yeah.
literally you can see it. It is
Mhm.
there. There was 4 rotations on that twist
Yeah.
and it was incorrectly called, but because it wasn't an incorrect input, you can't
Mhm.
actually change it after the
Yeah.
fact.
There should be a way to account for it.
Right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
something like that. I just feel like you're literally saying, "Give me points for the things that I did,"
Mhm.
and you're telling me that I didn't do the thing that I actually did.
Yeah.
It feels really icky for
Yeah.
that to be like the actual rule. Sort of understandably, I
Mhm.
understand why that the rule is like that, but also I don't.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like it's literally on video. Like you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah. 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 I worked a competition many years ago. I don't even remember which one it was, but Stéphane Lambiel, his obviously it was a long time ago he was competing. His combination was called incorrectly and he finished second, and then they realized it like overnight. They had the press conference and everything, and they reissued the results with an updated combination and values. Fortunately, it didn't change the standings. But that was one where they had inputted incorrectly and they realized. And they changed like a day later.
Right, and that was probably one of those where they had called, like if it was a triple Lutz triple toe, they called a triple Lutz triple toe audibly on a recording, and they ended up inputting something different, and that's the like input error that the rules are talking about.
Yeah. But the protest option, I don't know. I think it'd be good to have a technical protest, but if we do that, everyone's going to be protesting their edge calls.
Exactly.
So we need another, or their rotations. We're going to need another panel to do it, because like got to work in gymnastics last year for NBC, and I'm a huge rhythmic gymnastics fan. That's like my favorite thing after skating. And the protests are, they triple the length of the event. It takes so long, and they have to review it. And when people really care about their placements, they file them all the time. And it's like, let's just try. And we heard it in the gymnastics event in Paris with Jordan. Her coaches on the audio were like, let's just try for Jordan. We'll just try. Like them not even like knowing if there was something. They'll just try it. So I wouldn't want to go in that direction, because that's going to be
it's too much. Like you're just everybody's going to be protesting everything. So,
but something like this, they need a mechanism for it, because this is like
this
not
kind
acceptable.
of thing. This kind of thing has to be prevented. There's no way. Like you just. If you could imagine, like Sui and Han won the Olympics because they had a quad twist, right? Like that was really the thing that got them there. And if they had been called a triple twist, I mean that would have been ridiculous.
Yeah,
out of control.
Well, to this team's credit, I guess it adds to their lore. I'm pretty sure Gordiev and Grinkov, when they first attempted a quad twist, it was not credited. They did it, but it was called as a triple. So,
but also, who's calling stuff back then, right? Like they're just, they're just like, 6.0
twist,
that looks like a twist. We'll just get So,
so the girl in the partnership, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. Rui Guo. She was born in March 2011. So while 2011 Worlds were being canceled and moved because of the tsunami, she was being born.
I love that little tidbit.
It feels like it was yesterday, and she's now 14 years old doing quad twists on the Junior Grand Prix.
That's crazy.
So.
Oh, Michelle, we have been in this sport for too long.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, we're going to leave it at that for this week. Hope you all enjoyed. Okay, so this coming week coming up, we have our second Challenger Series event, the Kinoshita Cup in Japan. This is the first of the Kinoshita Cups to be held. So excited to see a Challenger Series event in Japan. And the third Junior Grand Prix this week in Italy.
And John Nix International.
And John Nix. I already forgot about that. Yeah. And John Nix, and that's why I saw Luke Wong at the U.S. Open, because he is in New York.
We're going to see Stellato, Dudek, and Duchamp, and Akapova and Rahman in the new Armenian team. Well, Russian team now new to Armenia, but
I thought they withdrew, or did I get that wrong?
They're still on the entry list.
They are, okay.
I don't know if this is going to be broadcast. We might get some fan videos, and Efimov and Mitrofanov are going to be there too.
I mean, it's going to be something of a mini U.S. Nationals, given the pairs who are going to be there. And my guess also is that Emily and Spencer are there, right?
Yeah.
They should be. Yeah. So this is going to be probably the skate off between them and Audrey and Balazs for the spot for
and McBeath Parkman.
And McBeath Parkman for the spot in Skate to Milano, Chinese Nebelhorn. So that will be, like, for all intents and purposes, a very exciting U.S. pairs event. Plus other exciting pairs. So those are happening this week. We will have lots to talk about coming up, and excited for lots more skating. So, okay, we're gonna sign off now. For Michelle Ellis, This is Jackie Wong, Chief Skate Nerd at rockerskating.com. And again, thank you to John Wilson Blades for sponsoring this episode. And we'll be back next week. And I also thank you, Tara Nichols. I'm about to get it wrong again. Thank you, Tara Nichols, for always making us sound great, because I know I don't sound great right now. But we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.